Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Racha Kodash. Welcome to another live lesson. The name of this one is Always Working. And pretty much this is a title that came into my mind this morning. I woke up around 3 o'clock this morning, and from the moment I woke up, that's the thought that came into my mind, the title that came into my mind. I was gonna dismiss it, but I was like, nope, let me write that down, because if that's the name of the lesson, then we'll just have to go into that. So that's what the Spirit wanted me to entitle this lesson, so that's what I did. There's plenty of scriptures on it. I had wanted to look something up before I got started, but it kind of slipped my mind for a moment. But if I can, I will try to get it real quick. Just bear with me right quick. Woo! All right, beautiful. I got that. There's a couple of precepts that I had wanted to, or at least one that I wanted to get. Just bear with me. All right, so pretty much always working. Pretty much what working is. To put in work, labor, however you want to call it, is pretty much doing this work. And as you can see here, I found this, this page where it said daily dose. So I just wanted to use that for the front of the video. And pretty much, we're in the point now where it's a constant work in progress, and we're constantly working. Now, I thought of this term a few times before I actually looked it up, the term busy bee, right? And the word busy bee is an industrious person. Now, there's an actual rapper by the name of Busy Bee, but without the two E's, just with a B. This is a old school rapper back in the days, So a busy bee is an industrious person, someone that's constantly working, constantly grinding, constantly laboring, because they're laboring for a particular purpose. They're laboring for a reward. And okay, here we go. And pretty much, if you're putting in effort for something because you're expecting something back, then depending on the amount of, or depending on how great your belief is, in that particular thing that you're trying to get, that's how much work you're going to put into that particular thing. So that's why we read just in the opening of this was the word busy bee means an industrious person. I also thought about the ant, as the scriptures speak about an ant, Proverbs 6:6. Go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways and be wise, which having no guide, overseer, or ruler, provideth her meat in the summer and gathereth her food in the harvest. How long wilt thou sleep, O sluggard? When wilt thou arise out of thy sleep? Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep, so shall thy poverty come as one that traveleth, and thy want as an armed man. Because why? You're not putting in that work. So this is a constant thing, As often as the Spirit will, as often as the Lord will allow, we have to keep on working. Always working. I have a saying, that, well, it's something that I've always spoke about. The brothers and myself, we've adopted, this terminology called strike while the iron is hot, you know, and pretty much striking while the iron is hot pretty much means, to do something when the opportunity arises. Strike while the iron is hot. Make use of an opportunity immediately. Because I remember Elder Pastor said this years ago. He said, you guys out there that are not laboring, what are you waiting for? You waiting for the kingdom to start prophesying? Once the kingdom is established, the work is over. That's when we can sit back and relax and chill. But for the time being, we got to strike while the iron is hot, make use of an opportunity immediately, and we got to be busy bees, an industrious person or industrious people. Because remember what Yahweh Shai said. Let's go real quick to Matthew chapter 9 and verse 36. It says, but when he saw, 37. Then saith he, 36. But when he saw the multitudes, he was moved with compassion on them, because they had fainted and were scattered abroad as sheep having no shepherd. And that's the job of a shepherd. The job of a shepherd is to watch over the sheep. So he is a laborer in protecting the sheep by hedging them in and keeping the wolf away. So the prophets are the laborers or the shepherds that are protecting the sheep through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai by watching for the wolf and using the staff, which is the power of the word, to teach, to feed these sheep and these lambs so that they can grow, but also be protected and be hedged up from what's coming. It says, then saith he unto his disciples, the harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few. Right. So it's a work in progress. It's a constant, always working. Once you finish one lesson, our mindset should be, okay, we finished this lesson. What's next? Because we're only as good as the last thing that we did. We're only as good as the last lesson we taught. And then once that lesson is taught, what's next? Because we can't rely on what we did in the past. We got to let that go. The Apostle Paul spoke about that. Which Lord's will we'll get to it. But you know what? Since I'm on it, let's go real quick to the book of Philippians 3 and 13. Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forth unto those things which are before. So we forget about what's in the past because that's in the past. And the past is only going to count when we cross the finish line. Until we don't cross the finish line, all of that we did in the past will not be reckoned unto us. We have to cross the finish line, and then all of that great body of work, would follow us. Because you have to finish in order to get the prize. Did not Yahweh Shai, when he was on the cross, when he gave up just about giving up the spirit, he said, it is finished. Then he gave up the spirit. He received his prize at that moment. And he's still waiting to get a hold of his prize when he comes down on the earth in these times. So we don't get the prize until we cross the finish line. All right? So let's go from there. Let's go back to Matthew 9:37. Then saith he unto his disciples, the harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few. Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest, that he will send forth laborers into his harvest. Because what is the harvest? The harvest is the end of the world. Let's get that real quick. Matthew 13 and let's see. Right. 39. The enemy that sowed them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world. And the reapers are the angels. Because the last thing you do when you're a husbandman and you're taking care of a field, whether it be a vineyard or whatever it is, trees or fruits, vine, whatever. The last thing that you do is what? The harvest, which is when you pluck the ripe fruits, to gather them into your barn, so to speak, or into your basket, to put into your barn. So the end of the world is when the Lord comes back and delivers his elect. So we're in harvest time, the time for plucking and picking all of the fruit. And the fruit are the ones that are a part of the elect, that are hearing this message, that are getting involved, that are working for their crown, for their salvation, and when the Lord comes, he will gather those that are a part of the elect. St. John chapter 4, verse 34, Yahweh saith unto them, my meat is to do the will of him that sent me, and to finish his work. It's about finishing. It's not about how long you did it for, or you put in 5 years or 10 years or however many years you put in, and then you said, all right, that's enough. No, it's about finishing the work. Teleao, which is to make perfect, complete, to carry through completely. See, to accomplish, finish, bring to an end. So a completion, something that's 3/4 of the way done, is not complete. Something that is 85% complete is not complete. Something that's 95% done is not complete. Complete means 100%. Complete means crossing that finish line. Complete means that when you look, there's nothing else left to be done. Because it's all taken care of. All the work was done. The labor was put in. The laborers have been in the vineyard. They've been laboring. They've been working. They've been teaching. They've been grinding. All right? So it says, Yahweh says unto them, my meat is to do the will of him that sent me and to finish his work. Say not ye, there are yet 4 months, and then cometh harvest. Behold, I say unto you, lift up your eyes and look on the fields, for they are white already to harvest. So in other words, they're ready. And he that reapeth receiveth wages. If you're not reaping, you're not going to receive wages. And gathereth fruit unto life eternal, that both he that soweth and he that reapeth may rejoice together. And herein is that saying true, one soweth and another reapeth. I sent you to reap that wherein ye bestow no labor. Other men labored, and ye are entered into their labors. So us now, and even brothers during the YouTube era and the social media era, we have entered into the labors. The men that came before the YouTube era, men that came during the YouTube era, we have entered into other men's labors. We don't have to figure out what to do anymore. That was left up to the men that were before us. The Spirit of the Lord gave them the ability to figure out what had to be done, what had to be taught, how it was supposed to be taught. All we have to do now is do the work that was already set, because we have entered into other men's labors. We don't have to figure out what's going on. I mean, you have counsels and figure out like different situations and how to deal with certain situations. But as far as the work and the labor is concerned, that Yahweh Shai started 2,000 years ago, it's already laid out. We don't got to sit there and scratch our head to figure out what needs to be done. We already know what to do. Brothers out there already know what to do. Just got to get involved. Always working. Be that busy bee. That industrious person. Putting in that labor, putting in that work. Constantly. A constant grind. Because let's go real quick to Acts 17. Now this particular precept I'm about to read is pertaining to the worshiping of idols. But it can also be applied to what we're dealing with today. As far as doing his work. Remember those people that the Lord came to do the work, they all began to make excuse. You know, one bought a piece of land, another one bought some cattle, I believe it was. Another one just got married, and they all were looking for excuses of why they shouldn't do this or why they shouldn't do that or why they should get time off. So there's no excuses for doing the work. Right? So Acts 17 and 30. And the times of this ignorance the Most High winked at, but now commandeth all men everywhere to repent. And a part of repentance is, remembering the wickedness that we done, for asking the Lord for forgiveness, and getting involved in the work that he put us into. Because we're prisoners for Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. When you're a prisoner, you're working off a debt. And the debt, because we are debtors. And we are debtors to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. This came out yesterday in the Day of Atonement lesson that we did. We are debtors because the Lord laid down his life. That was the money that was paid for us. That was the ransom that was paid for us. So we're indebted to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai for that. That's why we're prisoners of hope. That's why the thing that we have to do to pay off that debt is to do this work and to finish this work, which is already laid out in spades. All right? So it goes on to say, because he hath appointed a day in the which he will judge the world in righteousness by that man whom he hath ordained, which is Yahweh Shai, whereof he hath given assurance unto all men of Israel, in that he hath raised him from the dead. And the same way Yahweh Shai was raised from the dead and did the Father's work and finished it, is the same way we're going to be raised from this dead estate that we're in right now, this low estate. Let's go from there to Romans 3 and 21. Check it out. Justification by faith. But now the righteousness of the Most High without the law is manifested, right? Because we can't be saved by keeping the law perfectly, but we do try to keep the law to the best of our ability because the law is still in effect. But for us to get to perfection, it has to come through faith. And in that faith, knowing that and believing that Yahweh Shai died for our iniquities and that he's the one that's going to justify us to the Father to be able to be saved, we still keep the law to the best of our ability to show our reverence and our fear toward the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, but knowing that we can't be justified by the law, but we still keep it to the best of our ability. It says, but now the righteousness of the Most High without the law is manifested, being witnessed by the law and the prophets. Because when you read throughout the law and the prophets, it spoke about Yahweh Shai, if your eyes are open. Even the righteousness of the Most High, which is by faith, by faith of Yahweh Shai, unto all and upon all them that believe, for there is no difference. For all have sinned and come short of the glory of the Most High, because you had the Jews in Jerusalem that had went off, and you had the Gentiles, which are the Israelite foreigners, that went off. Because justification doesn't come through the keeping of the law. It comes through faith. It says, being justified freely by his grace, through the redemption that is in Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, whom the Most High has set forth to be a propitiation through faith in his blood. And that propitiation was the price that had to be paid in order to pay off that debt, to ransom us back from, or adopting us back to the Father, to put us back in his good graces. So therefore, that price was already paid. Now we are indebted to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai for the great sacrifice that the Heavenly Father gave his Son to do, and the actual labor and motion that Yahweh Shai put forth in doing that for us, to declare his righteousness for the remission of sins that are past through the forbearance of the Most High, because the Most High forbore us. The Most High suffered us because he knew that we were but flesh, so he had to send forth his Son. All right? To declare his righteousness for the remission of sins. And this is the greatest message that can be taught in the world. Out of any message out there, the greatest message in the world is the message of redemption, the gospel, that the Lord Yahweh sent his son Yahushai to shed his blood to bring back the children of Israel back to him, whether they knew they were Israelites or not, and no matter where they were throughout the four corners of the earth where the Lord had scattered us. That is the greatest message on the planet right now. To declare, I say, at this time, the righteousness that he might be just, and the justifier of him which believeth in Yahushai. So we being justified by the acts that Yahushai did, what are we supposed to be doing to show our gratitude? We're supposed to be doing his work. Prisoners of hope, paying off that debt, working, always working. Barakatah Bashem Yahushai. So now let's go from there to Psalms 56 and 1. To the chief musician upon Jonathan Lember, that's a big word. That's a big word. Okay, of David. When the Phillips, okay, so take, you can read it for yourself. Okay, that's a big word. You can read it for yourself. And this big word here is of David. Okay. Salakia. It says, when the Philistines took him in Gath, be merciful unto me, O Most High, for man would swallow me up. He, fighting daily, oppresseth me. So the oppressor, the devil, these demons, these Edomites, these peoples, they're fighting against us daily. They're not taking breaks. Every opportunity that they see, they're seizing that opportunity to push their agenda. They're not slacking. They're not backing down. They're not taking breaks. They're moving forward. They're moving on with their agenda, because they have it in their mind that they have to work for their agenda. They have to do things in order to get that moving forward. So they're not taking breaks. They're doing this daily. So if they're working daily for a demonic agenda, should we not work daily for the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai? Now, don't get me wrong, not every brother has the same amount of the same gift. You have 100-fold, 60-fold, 30-fold. But with whatever gift the Lord gave us, we move on with that gift. We push forward with that gift. Okay? So it says, mine enemies would daily swallow me up, for they be many that fight against me, O thou Most High. So these devils are doing this daily. Now let's go from Jeremiah. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 20 and verse 7. Jeremiah's complaint, O Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, thou hast deceived me, and I was deceived. Thou art stronger than I, and hast prevailed. I am in derision daily. Everyone mocketh me. So afflictions, mockings, scornings, scoffings are coming daily. These demons ain't taking no breaks. These people, these scoffers, they ain't taking no breaks. They're pushing with their agenda. So if they're working on the left-hand side, we should be working on the right-hand side and have the same attitude. But the attitude that we have is going to lead to our salvation, while the attitude that they have and the diligence that they have on the left-hand side is going to lead to their demise and destruction. All right? Now let's go to Psalms 88 and 14. It says, Lord, why castest thou off my soul? Why hidest thou thy face from me? I am afflicted and ready to die from my youth up. While I suffer thy terrors, I am distracted. Yeah, because sometimes those spirits mess with us so much that sometimes it seems to be convincing you that, damn, maybe might not be a man of the Lord. You know, what the hell's going on? You know, it's like you feel like you off the mark, off track. Like the scriptures say, your terrors, I am distracted by your terrors. Nevertheless, we still have to move forward. It says, thy fierce wrath goeth over me, thy terrors have cut me off. They came round about me daily like water. So the afflictions of the Lord, the chastisement of the Lord, it comes daily in whatever form it is. They don't slack. Now it doesn't say that that one individual man, or they go through shit daily, because we're flesh, so we have to. The Lord gives us a reprieve. Even Yahushai, when Satan came to tempt him, it said that after he did what he did and Yahushai won, he left him for a season. But the afflictions come daily. If it's not one brother, it's another brother. It's always something going on. So the afflictions are not slowing down. The persecutions from the enemy is not slowing down. The chastisements of the Lord are not slowing down. Psalms 68:19. Let's go there. It says, thou hast ascended on high, thou hast led captivity captive. This is Yahushai. Thou hast received gifts from men, yea, for the rebellious also. Nope, I read the wrong one. But let me read on. That the Lord power might dwell among them. Yeah, because that's the price that it took for the Lord to be able to dwell among us again, through his son Yahushai. Blessed be the Lord, who daily loadeth us with benefits, even the power of our salvation. Salah. That's why we have ideas to do lessons. Whether it's a title, whether it's a precept, whether it's an ad, where there's some type of information, whatever it may be, this is the Lord daily feeding us to keep doing this work. So that comes every day. That's why brothers can't procrastinate, because sometimes brothers procrastinate. Let's look up the word procrastinate. Procrastinate. Delay or postpone action. Put off doing something. See? Oh, I'll get to that later. I don't really feel like doing it right now. I'll get to it later. Now, sometimes that happens because we're in the flesh. But for the most part, what's the motto? Strike while the iron is hot. When the iron is hot and the spirit is hot, hit the button and commit it to video. Like brothers out there say, put it on wax. Because that's going to benefit somebody. And let's say it doesn't benefit anybody, which it will benefit the one that did it, because it goes into a spiritual bank account. So how about that? The word of the Lord does not go out void. Every day the word of the Lord is taking hold of this place and taking this place down and destroying it. Because the words of the Lord don't go out void. Now let's go from there. Let's read that again. Psalm 68:19. Blessed be the Lord, who daily loadeth us with benefits, even the power of our salvation. Selah. That's it. Lay it down. Hey, shalom, Managan, and shalom to the Akim and the Akwath, the sincere ones. All right, so let's go from there to the Apocryphy. Matter of fact, I already got it set up. Baruch 4:28. For as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High, so be in return seek him 10 times more. Meaning abundance. What's that term? I can't think of the term right now, but it's a term when something multiplies, but it gets bigger and bigger quick. That's how we're supposed to be seeking the Lord. 10 times more. All right, let's go from there to same book, Sirach. I'm not same book, but the Apocrypha, Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 43 and verse 30. It says, when you glorify the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai exponentially, Tawada. I knew somebody would put it up exponentially. That's it. That's the word. It says, when you glorify the Lord, exalt him as much as you can, for even yet will he far exceed. And when you exalt him, put forth all your strength. That's why it says, love the Lord thy power with all thy heart, mind, and soul. And be not weary. I wonder if I'm doing too much for the Lord. I wonder if I'm pissed, if doing too much work, is the Lord gonna get angry with me? And be not worried, for you can never go far enough. And that is a sentiment. Elder Apostle Gabar did a video earlier this morning about Elder Apostle Tar, the statement that he made, that he feels that no matter how much he does, it's never enough. And that's true. It's never enough. Because the Lord far exceeds that praise and glory than the little bit that we can do. As much as it is, it's still a little bit in comparison to how much praise and glory and laud that he deserves. You see? So we have to adopt that mind. Pray to the Lord to give us that mind to do this work, to go all out. Beautiful. Let's see. Excuse me. Matter of fact, I'm going to read a couple of these precepts brothers got up. This is Tobit 8:15. Then Raguel praised the Most High and said, O power, thou art worthy to be praised with all pure and holy praise. Therefore let thy saints praise thee with all thy creatures, and let all thine angels and thine elect praise thee forever. Yeah, and that's key. The elect. Galatians 6:9, and let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. This is one of my favorite scriptures here. You know? Beautiful, beautiful. But if you think that I'm if I do this, I'm not, I might get something, I might not, then you ain't gonna get shit. Ecclesiasticus 4:28, strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. Because at the end of the day, this is for our salvation, for our protection, for our hedge of things to come. You know? All right, so let's go from there. Let's go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 8. And 34, I believe, is straight to the point. Yep. Well, okay, yeah, let's start at 32. It says, Now therefore hearken unto me, O ye children, for blessed are they that keep my ways. And a part of keeping the Lord's ways is what? Doing his work. If you love me, keep my commandments. And what's one of the main commandments he gave? Love the Lord thy power with all thy heart, mind, and soul. Love thy neighbor as thyself. And Simon Jonah, lovest thou me? Feed my sheep and feed my lambs. Hear instruction and be wise, and refuse it not. Because it all begins with what? With hearing. That's why it says be more swift to hear, and slower to speak. Take in the instructions first, so you can have a good understanding, so that when you speak, you can know, you can sound and know what you're talking about. You're just not half-assing out there. Blessed is the man that heareth me. See? Heareth me what? Because the Lord said he would sup with us. Blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the posts of my doors. And Lord's will, if you get a chance to read the book of Philippians 3, it says that our citizenship, or our conversation, which is our citizenship, is in heaven. And we're to look up into the heavens for the things that are up there, so that the Lord can rain down his blessings of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to us. All right, so now let's go from there. Let's read on. For whoso findeth me findeth life, and shall obtain favor of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. But he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul. All they that hate me love death. And how do you know that you hate the Lord? You say, F you, No. You hate the Lord when you don't do the things that the Lord said to do. You love me, keep my commandments. So if you hate Yahushai, what are you going to do? You're not going to do what the Lord said to do. That's why he said, he that denies me before men, him will I deny before the Father. That ain't talking about you're going to go out there, I deny so-and-so, I deny, No, you're denying him by denying the work. Let's go to deny. State that one refuses to admit the truth or existence of. Refuse to give or grant something requested or desired to someone. Yeah. So you're not what and what is what's requested of us to go out there and to teach this word. You don't do that, you hate Yahweh Shai. I don't care how many times you say his name and the Most High's name and his name. That don't mean nothing, man. You know, the Yahweh Shai said, "You believe in me?" He said, how does that go? Let me get it because I can't think of it offhand. Let's go to John, St. John 8 and 33. They answered him, "We be Abraham's." I'm sorry, nope, it's above that. I know it's around here somewhere. Right. 31. Then said Yahushua to those Jews which believed on him, "If you continue in my word, then are you my disciples." See? If you continue in my work, then are you my disciples indeed. Because remember, out of all that the Lord gave Yahushua, he lost none. Hebrews 3:13. But exhort one another daily. But exhort one another daily. But exhort one another daily. Daily dose. But exhort one another daily while it is called today, lest any of you be hardened through the deceitfulness of sin. Yeah. Because we have to constantly be involved in this work. Constantly be meditating, thinking about it, you know. It should be, pretty much should be the first thing you think about in the morning. It should be what you think about throughout the day, and it should be the last thing you think about when you go to sleep. This word should consume us. And this is why when the word consumes us, what happens? If you have a woman and children, not all in all cases, but sometimes in a lot of cases, that woman is going to leave because she's in competition with the word. She's in competition with the brethren. So I'm tired of this, you know. You always with the brothers. Y'all a bunch of faggots. You know? Y'all probably popping each other. A bunch of faggots always around men. Because they don't understand the dynamic and the closeness, the unity of the brotherhood. You know? And they're jealous. Because they can't get that attention, especially if you have a woman that you were with before you came into the truth. You were with in the world and you was all into her, you know, and everything revolved around her. The whole world revolved around her, and you had her up on a pedestal, whatever the case may be. You come into the truth, and your attention starts being directed towards the word, towards the truth, towards the brothers. They get jealous, and in most cases, they leave. Because the word consumes you. So, but exhort one another daily, what it is called today, lest any of you be hardened through the deceitfulness of sin. Now let's go from there to Matthew 26 and 55. Because our greatest example is who? Yahushai. Matthew 26 and 55. In that same hour said Yahushai to the multitudes, "Are ye come out as against a thief, with swords and staffs, for to take me? I sat daily with you, teaching in the temple, and ye laid no hold on me. I sat daily with you, teaching in the temple, and ye laid no hold on me." Let's look up this word daily. Daily. Hey meta. The day, use of the natural day, or the interval between sunrise and sunset, as distinguished from the contrasted with the night. In the daytime, metaphorically, the day is regarded as a time for abstaining from indulgence, vice, crime, of the civil day, or the space of 24 hours, thus including the night. Eastern usage of this term differs from Western usage of the whole day, 3 days and 3 nights, of the last days of the present age. Use of time in general. An example, the days of his life. So pretty much Yahushua said he was daily in the temple teaching. I said daily with you teaching in the temple, and ye laid no hold on me. So we should adopt the same attitude. Let this mind be in you that was in Yahushua. Because our ultimate goal is to what? To become like Yahushua. The King David said, you know, and it's either King, I believe it was King David, yeah. I will be glad when I rise up with your likeness. Because the ultimate goal is to be like Yahushua. That's our ultimate goal. Because Yahushua did the things that were pleasing in the Father's sight, and we're hoping that by doing what Yahushua did, the Lord will accept us. Yahweh will accept us. So now let's go from there to Luke chapter 9 and verse 23. It says, and he said to them all, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross, what? Daily, and follow me. Let's look up the word cross. Take up his cross daily. Storos, a cross. A well-known instrument of most better authors. All right, that's for the crucifixion and upright stake pointed, used as such. Pretty much is the trials and tribulations that we're going to go through in this truth. The persecutions we're going to suffer for upholding this truth. If the world hates you, it hated me first. Remember, Yahushua said that. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, but whosoever will lose his life for my sake, the same shall save it. And most people are not willing to do that. Because all they see is what they see in front of them. They don't see the greater picture and the benefit and the glory that is to be revealed, because they're looking at things carnally with the carnal eye. They're not looking at things with a spiritual eye because they're not spiritual. That's why they won't be willing to give up this world's possession or the goals and aspirations of this world in order to give their life over to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, so it says, for what is a man's advantage if he gain the whole world and lose himself or be cast away? For whosoever shall be ashamed of me and of my words, of him shall the Son of Man be ashamed, when he shall come in his own glory, and in his Father's, and of the body and of the holy angels. It says, but I tell you of a truth, there be some standing here who shall not taste of death till they see the kingdom of the Most High. So pretty much, you know, they're going to be those that are going to be alive when Yahushua comes back. Because you're going to have those that are going to be in the grave, that are going to be raised up first. And then you're going to have those that are alive physically, that are going to be brought up into the chariots after the ones that are in the graves be brought up first. So now let's go from there to Acts chapter 5 and verse 40. It says, and to him they agreed. This is dealing with the counsel that Gamaliel gave. And when they had called the apostles and beaten them, they commanded that they should not speak in the name of Yahushua and let them go. And they departed from the presence of the council, rejoicing that they were counted worthy to suffer shame for his name. And daily in the temple and in every house, they ceased not to teach and preach Yahushua HaMashiach. Daily, they ceased not to teach and preach. All right, so when we go, let's go to the word ceased not. They ceased not. Well, the word cease is to powwow. This is a powwow. Powwow. It says to make, to cease, or desist, to restrain a thing or person from something, to cease, to leave off. Right, so they didn't leave off because they ceased not to teach daily. You see? And daily in the temple and in every house, they ceased not to teach and preach Yahushua HaMashiach. You know? Especially now that we see the day approaching. Let's go from there to Acts 17 and 10. And the brethren immediately sent away Paul and Silas by night unto Berea, who coming thither went into the synagogue of the Jews. These were more noble than those of Thessalonica, in that they received the word with all readiness of mind, and searched the scriptures daily whether those things were so. See? So it's a daily thing. Now let's go from there to Psalms 55 and 16. As for me, I will call upon the Most High, and the Lord shall save me. Evening and morning and at noon will I pray and cry aloud, and he shall hear my voice. This is why the scriptures say to come before the throne of grace boldly. Do you understand that we have an opening to the throne of the Most High Yahweh through his son Yahweh Shai? That's why it says come to the throne of grace boldly. Because that's where our requests and our petitions are heard, are judged. You know? He had delivered my soul in peace from the battle that was against me, for there were many with me. The Most High shall hear and afflict them, even he that abideth of old, Selah, because they have no changes, therefore they fear not the Most High. Yeah, but later for them. Let them do what they do, because eventually they're going to have to pay. Let's go from there to Psalms 61. I wanted to read this whole chapter, but in the entrance of time, inside joke, but in the interest of time, Psalm 61 and 5. For thou, O Most High, hast heard my vows. Thou hast given me the heritage of those that fear thy name. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. A good understanding have those that keep his law, something along those lines. Thou wilt prolong the king's life and his years as many generations. He shall abide before the Most High forever. O prepare mercy and truth, which may preserve him. Because the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of this truth, with the blessing of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that is preservation. So will I sing praise unto thy name forever, that I may daily perform my vows. See? Daily. Now let's go to Psalms 86 and 1. A prayer of David. Bow down thine ear, O Lord, hear me, for I am poor and needy. Preserve my soul, for I am holy. O thou my power, save thy servant that trusteth in thee. Save thy servant that trusteth in thee. Be merciful unto me, O Lord, for I cry unto thee daily. There's a parable, which in the headings is called The Importunate Widow. And she cried daily at the gates of the unjust judge, which the unjust judge is Esau. But this woman wore out the steps of that judge to where he was so weary, he said, man, let me, even though I don't believe in the Most High, let me give this woman what she wants, so she could stop with all this, with all this this bickering, because I'm tired of hearing it. So importunate, persistent, especially to the point of annoyance or intrusion. Let's go real quick to, let me bring this over here. Isaiah 62 and 6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, keep not silence, and give him no rest, till he establish and till he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. And Jerusalem is not a praise in the earth yet. So we have to keep pushing daily so that the Lord can make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. We have to be like that importunate widow and that parable. Persistent, especially to the point of annoyance or intrusion. Because remember, our prayers go up all the time. Every time we throw up prayers, they go before the throne of the Lord. The angels bring him before the throne of the Lord with incense. And the Lord hears the cry over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. What is that? Is that Galatians? Oh, that's in the same parable, Luke 18. As they call it, the parable of the importunate widow. Luke 18:6. And the Lord said, hear what the unjust judge saith, and shall not the Most High avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them? This is a daily routine, a daily dose. All right, is there more to this? Let's read this again. It's Psalms 86:3. Be merciful unto me, O Lord, for I cry unto thee daily. Now let's go from there to Jeremiah 7:25. Since the day that your fathers came forth out of the land of Egypt unto this day, I have even sent unto you all my servants the prophets, daily rising up early and sending them. So this word got to go out constantly. Let's go to Zephaniah 3:5. The just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. So this is going out constantly. The prophets are out there constantly speaking, teaching. Hosea 6:5. Therefore have I hewed them by the prophets. I have slain them by the words of my mouth, and thy judgments are as the light that goeth forth. Now I got two more precepts, and then we could close the lesson out. 1 Corinthians 9:24. Excuse me. Know ye not that they which run in the race run all, but one receiveth the prize? So run that you may obtain. Because at the ultimate is what? Obtaining the prize. The run to get there. Yeah, that's a part of it. But the ultimate goal is to finish. Like Yahushua said, my meat is to do the will of my Father that sent me, and to finish his work. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things, meaning that they're disciplined. They abstain from certain things in order to reach that goal, the prize of the kingdom of heaven. Now they do it for a corruptible crown, meaning in the world, but we for an incorruptible. So we have to show that same diligence, that same, devotion to our craft, which is teaching his word, to receive an incorruptible crown. I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I, not as one that beateth the air, because we know that ultimately we're going to receive salvation, because that's what we're fighting for. We're not here, just to do this because it's something to do, because we saw somebody else doing it, and because it intrigued us. So you know what? That sounds like a good pastime. Why not? Why not get involved in that? No. Our mindset should be to do this to be delivered. When the Lord brings that wrath, that we be protected. And right now it doesn't feel good because we're going through all different types of situations. But when it's all said and done, and that hedge be about us, Lord's will we be the elect. Man, can you understand the amount of joy that's going to bring, knowing that everybody else is getting messed up and we're being protected? And it's going to make all this madness that we've been going through melt away. Just like a woman when she has a baby, all that pain that she had before that, she forgets all that pain because she's just happy that the baby's here. Philippians 3:7, but what things were gained to me, those I counted loss for Yahushai. Yea, doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Yahushai HaMashiach, my Lord, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things, and do count it but dung, that I may win Yahushai. But a lot of individuals don't have that mindset. And be found in him, not having mine own righteousness, which is of the law. Yeah, because we can't be justified by the law, but we keep it to the best of our ability. But that which is through the faith of Yahushai, the righteousness which is of the Most High by faith, that I may know him and the power of his resurrection, because just like we're dead to this world, we're going to be resurrected. We were resurrected in Yahushua, but we're going to be resurrected, into the chariots. Meaning to get putting this life off and this death off and going into perfection. And the fellowship of his sufferings being made conformable unto his death. Let's look up this word conformable. You know how the Apostle Paul said, be not conformed to this world, but be ye renewed by the renewing of your mind, or be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Sum morpho. The word morph is to change, to be conformed to, receive the same form as. Right, because at the end of the day, we're looking to be like Yahushai. Let's go ahead, because I really didn't give you too much. Conform. Comply with rules, standards, or laws of a person. Behave according to socially accepted conventions or standards. Be similar in form or type. See? So you're being changed into that similar form or type. That's why it says, though our outward man perish, yet the inner man is renewed day by day. Daily. All right? Okay, all right. If by any means I might attain unto the resurrection of the dead, meaning be able to be delivered. Not as though I had already attained, either were already perfect. Yeah, because we haven't attained salvation yet. And we're following and pursuing after salvation under what? Under hope. Being prisoners of hope. But I follow after. See? When you follow after, you're not just sitting there in a chair or on a couch or on the bed and thinking, where do I go from here? No. You follow after something, you're in pursuit. So you got to be in hot pursuit of this truth. It says, but I follow after, if that I may apprehend that for which I also am apprehended of Yahushai, HaMashiach. Yeah, because we haven't apprehended, we haven't got a hold of it yet. Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do. Yeah, because we didn't get the salvation yet, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forth into those things which are before. Because the things which are behind is beautiful, but it's only going to count when we get to the finish line. If we don't get to the finish line, all of that in the past is not going to matter. We're only as good as the last thing that we did. So it says, I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of Yahweh in Yahushua HaMashiach. Let us therefore, as many as be perfect in understanding, be thus minded, because it starts in the mind. Meaning we have to put on that mindset to keep pushing forward. And if in anything you be otherwise minded, the Most High shall reveal even this unto you. Nevertheless, whereto we have already attained, let us walk by the same rule. Let us mind the same thing. Yeah, because we have to walk by that same rule, because as Yahushua finished and got the reward, we have to finish to get the reward. Brethren, Be followers together of me, and mark them which walk so as you have us for an example. For many walk, of whom I have told you often, and now tell you even weeping, that they are the enemies of the cross of Yahushua. So you have a lot of these individuals out here, even though they know the name of Yahushua, they proclaim the name of Yahushua. They may even have the name of Yahushua within their group. But they deny the Lord in works. And you can see it because the Lord is making it clear for those that have eyes to see, the spiritual eyes to see. You have a lot of guys out there teaching and saying the name Yahweh, Yahushai, but their works are showing that they're enemies of the cross of Yahushai. And the Lord is going to bring judgment upon all of them if they don't repent. Whose end is destruction, see? Whose power is their belly, because it's about them. It's all about them. It's not about the Most High Yahweh. The Most High Yahweh have to take a back seat to them. Once he gets his laud and his praise, whatever is left, okay, now the Lord can get his. Because it's all about their belly. They're the enemies of the cross of Yahushai. They're anti-messiahs. And whose glory is in their shame, because that's shameful. To glory in your building up your mind, who mind earthly things, and that's what they do. They mind in earthly things, because they're looking at the here and now. That's where you have all these sellouts talking about take the jab. They had this one individual on video taking the actual jab from ISUPK, talking about you ain't got nothing to be afraid of. See, I took it, this, that, and other, and he showed a stupid demonic the vaca cow. The vaca card that he's certified now. He's a certified conductor now for Esau, because his bloodstream contains something in it that's going to connect him to the grid. For our conversation or our citizenship is in heaven, from whence also we look for the Savior, the Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, who shall change our vile body, these bodies are vile, that it may be fashioned like unto his glorious body, according to the working whereby he is able even to subdue all things unto himself. Because whatever the Most High gave Yahushai, all of those spirits of Israel are going to come back to Yahushai. And we're waiting for that change to come, for the salvation and the change to come, so we can be perfected. So that way our sentence is finished, our punishment is done, our payment is done, and then we can be in the sight of Yahweh and Yahushai once again. Physically there, so that the Most High can join us as a man and a woman enjoy their children. Men, sons and daughters. That's something to fight for. To be perfect once again, not go off anymore. To have the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, look upon you, in admiration, as far as, this is my son or this is my daughter. And before you could even think about something that you want in your mind, before you could even get it out your lips, the Lord, you already have it. Boom. Tripping over gifts, tripping over blessings, left, right, and center. So many gifts, that are coming that you trip over everywhere you turn. No, there's not enough room to walk to receive these gifts. I don't know about you, but that's something worth fighting for. So with that, always working, like the Spirit had me say earlier, remember, brothers, we all have a certain load that the Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, gave us. Some got 100-fold, some got 60-fold, some got 30-fold. Take that talent or those talents that the Lord gave us, and work with them. You can't do a video a day? That's all right. Do as many as you can. But the point is to push the word out there. The point is to work, get involved, stay in them trenches, because the reward is coming. And when the reward comes, the hard work is going to be, we're going to be happy that we put in that hard work, and that the Lord Yahweh Bashem El Shai gave us the inspiration and the energy and the mind to do that hard work, to receive the benefit of the kingdom of heaven, that penny. So with that, I pray that you brothers and you few sisters have been edified. Until the next time I say, Shalom.